Quickly, before we get started, just know that the Date Better group coaching program for moms is launching in January. So you can go to my website to join, and the website link is in the show notes. Also, you can always subscribe to my YouTube channel to watch and listen to these podcast episodes, and you can listen on any platform, any podcast platform of your choice. Let's get to the show. Welcome to the Bitter to Better podcast. And today we are talking about how to make your dating profile work for you. So, once you've gotten to the point of actually deciding to date online, and I have a past episode on the podcast about how to effectively date online. So, I'll link it in the show notes. But once you've decided to use online dating as one of your paths to meeting people and dating, then you want to have your dating profile work for you as much as possible. So, here are some tips on helping you create your best profile for dating. Let's see. A lot of this is being done by memory for me. So I mostly used the Hinge app, though I used a few others as well, but I felt Hinge worked best for me. And so they may have changed some features by this point, but some things that came to mind for me regarding how you want to set up your profile, or sorry, there were some things that came to mind for me regarding how you want to set up your profile. And they're not just specific to Hinge, but a lot of this is based on um, recalling some of the prompts and the aspects of a Hinge profile. So let's talk about things such as I think there's usually always some sort of prompt or question around what you're looking for in dating. And oftentimes, obviously, if you're looking for like a committed relationship, you might put something like committed relationship. Some people might put marriage, all of that. What I would say, as part of opening your profile up to the greatest amount of potential dating partners, I would put everything from short term, interested in like short term relationship or short term dating to like long term relationship or committed dating. I think they used short term relationship and long term relationship. I would put all of those because if I remember correctly, you could choose more than one. And so, if so, I recall myself like putting that window. And that is because even though I was ultimately looking for a committed relationship, I was also very much open to uh, dating and there being a short-term relationship with someone because maybe we start dating, get into a relationship, and yeah, it doesn't, continue to work out. But what I'm saying is, with guys looking at your profile, it does help to like because what it is, like I always say, right? You are supposed to use the dating apps as a directory, like a place to find other people, but you're not doing your dating through the app. So there is time for clarification and more detail on what you're looking for as you actually meet this person in our dating or meet these people in our dating them. So what I'm saying is to only put like committed relationship, long-term relationship, marriage on your profile as an option can make some people maybe, some guys maybe feel like, okay, they're honing in right now, like they're going 0 to 100, that sort of thing. And the reality is that even if your goal is a long-term relationship or marriage, you have to date to get there, or you should date to get there, right? And so that involves casually dating, being open to short-term relationships, long-term relationships, etc. And if casually dating is an option on there, then you absolutely should put that on there. It is not you saying that you're only up for casually dating and that you're just up for flings and things like that. The reality is when you meet a guy, you're talking about these things. When you're dating them, you're getting to know these things, right? So I highly recommend you give that window, that spectrum of options from casually dating up to uh long-term relationship, marriage. I honestly putting marriage is absolutely fine, especially if you know that's what you want. But the truth is that I think I put up to long-term relationship because I felt like at that point, like if I'm dating someone who is a real long-term relationship potential for me, then we're talking about how we feel about marriage, if we want it, if we don't want it, that sort of thing. So I knew I could figure that out with the people I was dating, and I didn't need to like put it on my profile. But I do recommend giving that window of options. Um, Also, on your profile, I know Hinge lets you do this. You should use multiple mediums or multiple forms of media to present yourself. So that's the written text, that's pictures that you put up, but you should also do answer at least one of the questions or one of the prompts with a voice note, and also put up at least one video of yourself. Offering all of those options allows a guy to get a clearer view of you, brings a person in more. If they like what they see in a picture and what they're reading, then even better if they get to see you in a video and get to see some of your personality, and get to hear your voice. And that the voice note and the video were two things that got some of the most engagement for me on the dating profiles. So I had a video of me going axe throwing for the first time, and I happened to get like a bullseye, so I did like a little victory dance, and that was a really helpful video for showing my personality. I was smiling, I was dancing, and so like men would comment on, appreciating that video, getting to see like, my personality, all that sort of stuff. And then one of the prompts was two truths and a lie. And so instead of answering it in written text, I answered it in a voice note. And so I gave two truths about myself and one lie. And that was also a fun way of engaging with guys. They, it really prompted them to respond to that particular prompt as well. I think it's just a good one because then it's an easy, low stakes way for a guy to talk to you because he'll say, "Oh, I bet I can guess the lie." Like, great. It's a wonderful dropping of the handkerchief, as I say. So you absolutely should put a video. You absolutely should answer at least one thing in your voice. And then in terms of your profile pictures, I always say you should have at least a minimum of 4 to 5 photos. And there are some specific photos that you should have. You should have at least one headshot from here up, one full body shot of you casually dressed in some way, one full body shot of you more formally dressed or being more dressy. Um, one photo of you being social, so like with friends or doing something where there are other people around. And then as a bonus, a picture of you doing some sort of fun activity, whether it's bowling, axe throwing, whatever, go anything, traveling, whatever. So those are like the basic types of photos you want to have. Highly recommend. Again, you're trying to give people a quick snapshot of you. In order for you to meet them and then go on to actually date them. Another thing, a very, very, very big one that many men and women make the mistake of doing, but I'm speaking here to women, particularly to moms, but this is don't lead with your trauma. Sorry, when I said particularly to moms, I'm not referring to moms and their trauma. I mean, my audience is particularly moms, but don't lead with your trauma on your dating app. Don't lead with, you may have run into all sorts of unsavory men in your dating experience or your relationship experience. And your dating profile is not the place to talk about that or to spill that on to people. So the women who put the whole, make sure to show up on time, don't X, Y, and Z, make sure you take a bath, all these sort of things. I agree with you. Those are all very important to me. And I'm going to vet you out if, these things aren't in place. But that is not for me to shout out on my profile because it puts up a very ugh, like presence for people in general. It makes you very kind of standoffish, feeling like you have walls up, maybe angry. And who wants to say hi to a stranger who's presenting that? So don't give the long list of things that guys shouldn't do on your profile. Simply put out what you like, how you like to show up in the world. Again, find the questions and prompts that appeal most to you and answer them and present your most pleasant self on your dating profile so that you enlarge your pool or widen your pool of potential dating partners who are, guys who are interested in reaching out so that you can actually meet them and go on dates. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to think of any other kind of just easy things to do for your profile. I think that, well, I guess outside of your profile itself, how you use the app is important. Again, this is in that I go in depth about this in the in a past episode, how to effectively use dating apps. but you do want to be using them consistently. Just being on an app and just letting it sit there does not get you very good results. I always say, like, you treat it, you treat it kind of like a part-time job. Um, in that you give it some amount of consistency. Go on every day, 10 minutes a day, and swipe and set a challenge to like 5 profiles and DM 1 to 2 people. If you find absolutely nobody of interest, then don't force it. But do be open to, like, all right, let me see, what this person says. Because the other part of this is it's a numbers game. Just like, again, I always use the what is an analogy of, like, you're an HR director and you're interviewing for a job, or if you are someone who's seeking a job, you may send out 20 resumes and get 5 callbacks. And so you can like 20 profiles that day and send 5 DMs and get 2 responses, because they can be not really using the app anymore. They can be not interested. They can be not using, not checking as regularly. Any of these reasons. So it is partially a numbers game that you want to be on there consistently and actually engaging consistently. So this is a very short and sweet episode about some quick tips to help improve your dating profile and really make your profile work for you.